collapse 25th, 2025, and the news begins right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
And good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Steve McMurray in for Gary this week.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning, but we want to get to a check of the forecast. And the mild temperatures continue, but might be some icy spots out there. Must have dipped a little bit below freezing in some places. Be careful out there.
Yes, in fact, Rome just dipped right below freezing at 31 degrees. I know my parking lot this morning is a little bit slick.
Got a couple icy spots.
Yeah, so make sure you just take it easy going on your driveway. Could be a little bit icy. In fact, a look at the current conditions out there right now. Aside from the potential icy spots, other locations are still above freezing, primarily down in Hamilton and Binghamton, sitting in the upper 30s to low 40s early today. And to look at current conditions as well, a lot of weather stations in upstate New York reporting either mostly cloudy skies or clear skies. No rainfall reported just yet, but that might change as we head throughout the day today. Snow continues to melt as we take a look at the camera looking at downtown Utica right now in the Nexus Center. As you can see here, roadways still looking damp and temperatures, again, struggling to fall below freezing. In fact, will warm up throughout the day today. As you can see here, the radar is indicating some rain showers elevated up in the atmosphere. None of that is reaching the ground just yet, but as we look ahead to the second half of this morning, that's when that rainfall will begin to work its way towards the surface. So as you can see here, high temperatures today climbing into the low 40s. Another mild one, another January or February thaw with these rain showers rolling through. Now, some of these hilltop areas in the higher elevations up north and south could see some wet snow mix in. It won't be entirely rainfall in some spots, but we'll have a look at the conditions for that, what locations will most likely see that, and on top of that, what our next weather maker looks like for Thursday into Friday coming up in that full forecast. Steve?
Eric, thanks. This morning, the latest from the Rome Fire Department on that roof on Rome-Taberg Road. A sunroom roof collapsed just after 3 in the afternoon on Monday. Fire officials say a neighbor was helping out the person who owned the home on Rome-Taberg Road when the sunroom roof collapsed on top of him. It took firefighters and Ida County Sheriff's deputies and state police nearly an hour and a half to free the victim using the jaws of life, jacks, and other tools. The victim was taken by Mercy Flight with serious injuries to a Syracuse hospital. No word on his condition yet this morning. The home is still livable, but the sunroom is destroyed. The town of Trenton Recycling Center and the Old Town Garage both collapsed within hours of each other over the weekend. It happened on Sunday on Route 12. No one was inside either building at the time. The town says they are currently evaluating all town buildings. The recycling center will be closed until further notice. A Utica man is facing multiple charges after he allegedly stole items from TJ Maxx and Target in New Hartford over the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sunrise on this Tuesday. The time now is 5:12, and as we look ahead to this morning, we'll be encountering mainly quiet weather with rain and eventually snow working its way in throughout the day today. A look at area roadways right now. So far, clear or dry across the board, or maybe I should say more on the damp side with some of that snow melting. But again, this does not include untreated surfaces, parking lots, driveways, sidewalks. It could get a little icy this morning depending on your location. Just a heads up, you want to make sure when you go outside to just test the waters, see if the ice is slushy or if it's solid, and if it's the case, take it easy on some of these untreated surfaces. The traffic tracker right now still reporting quiet conditions across the board. Lots of green here in the Mohawk Valley. And as we take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, things are dry for now. Elevated moisture moving its way in and not reaching the ground just yet, but that will change as we head throughout the day today. So this morning, mostly cloudy, if not overcast skies with temperatures in the low to mid 30s. Climbing into the 40s in the Mohawk Valley by this afternoon with rain showers moving in and wet snow starting to develop in higher elevations north and south of the valley itself. We'll, of course, break down the exact locations that we could expect that wintry mix or wet snow, as well as what we can expect later on this week in that full forecast. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Well, caught on camera, this video will show us the moment the Barneveld Firehouse collapsed under the weight of heavy snow. Take a look. This is from Beaver Meadow Veterinary Clinic, which is across the street. Their surveillance camera captured this. Here's a closer look. You see the walls just blow out, and you can see folks scurrying away. Now, crews were able to get all the equipment, including the fire trucks, out of the building, and moments later, the building buckled. And it wasn't the only building in Trenton to suffer that fate. News Channel 2's Ben Kinney picks up this part of the story.
Members of the Barneveld Fire Department spent the day Monday clearing the roof of their temporary home, trying to prevent what happened to their firehouse and 2 other town buildings over the weekend. The weight of the heavy snow causing the roof of all 3 buildings to collapse. With their equipment and personnel safe, the department is making the best of a difficult situation.
We'll be housed in the Town of Trenton Highway Department for a few more days, and we will be relocating up to the old Town of Trenton Highway garage down on a piece of town property once we can make some repairs, get some snow moved, and get some equipment cleaned out. But
those repairs include ensuring the part the department will be using is safe after a separate storage area collapsed on Sunday. Town officials declined to go on camera, but said they're now assessing all town buildings for damage. The move for the fire department will not have any effect on response times.
the new location is located about 3/4 of a mile down the road in Mapledale, so it's still right in the general vicinity of where most of our members live, so we should have no effect on our response times to anywhere in our district.
Out of the difficult situation, the chief said the community support has been endless.
The community has been outstanding and supportive. We can't thank them enough for our support. We know they have our backs during this time, and we're just looking to build back better and stronger.
The chief says the department will continue to serve the community as they have been for more than a century.
That we're going to be here for them 100%, just like we've always have been since 1838. It's a bump in the road, but we'll be back better and stronger.
Reporting in Barneveld, Ben Kinney, News Channel 2.
Ben, thanks. Forestport firefighters were not taking any chances. Half a dozen men spent the day Monday cleaning the roof of their firehouse, shoveling off the snow and removing huge chunks of ice. They were assisted by crews from Otter Lake and Woodgate to help get the snow off of the roof. Well, the time now is 5:16. Eric will be in next with this look.
Tracker 2 weather updates all day on KTV+.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Subaru of Utica. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, on this Tuesday. Another milder start to the day today, with temperatures already in the 30s in a lot of the Mohawk Valley, dipping below freezing in some spots, but another spot it's still relatively warm is in Oneonta. Live look right now, temperature sitting at 37 degrees early today. This heat wave, if you could call it that, the last time we've been consistently this warm has been in 2024, actually, the last week, where after Christmas it was very warm, and then New Year's hit, and then those temperatures fell and didn't look back. So early this morning, the type of precipitation we could be seeing today will be in the form of rainfall. Now, some hilltops could see snow. We'll show that in our Skycast momentarily, but I want to zoom on the radar and satellite and showcase the system that's moving in. This is driven by a low pressure out over the lower peninsula of Michigan as we speak, and you can see here some rain starting to move in along this wave of energy here in the atmosphere. And for now, it's expected to remain almost entirely as rainfall, but there's some cold air still in play here in parts of the Adirondacks, which might switch that over to snow. And with this warmer weather and rainfall arriving, we're keeping a very close eye on area creeks, streams, and rivers. You can see here plenty of green, no risk right now, but some locations down in the southern valleys, potentially the Shenango River, maybe Unadilla as well to the south. There is some slight risk for elevated levels of water in the waterways, but for now, the risk is not really that high as long as the snow melts steadily and slowly. But what we can't track is ice jams. Those are unpredictable. So again, if you do see any ice collecting on bridges, as soon as you can, please send us a video or picture of it. We'll relay it to the authorities that be, and of course, proper action could be taken in that situation. Because again, ice jams could be pretty dangerous if not discovered. But we do have some pretty nice news to share along with you. Countdown to daylight saving takes place 12 days from now, March 9th. Now, it won't really affect sunrises all too much. We'll bring that sunrise time back to after 7 o'clock in the morning. But the real difference will be when it comes to sunsets. Take a look at this right here. Your sunsets will go from 5:45 today to 7:02 March 11th, 7:19 March 25th. A whole extra hour or so of daylight in the evening. I know a lot of you are looking forward to that. But to our Skycast today, here comes that rainfall. And again, for much of the area, Mohawk Valley, even south, rain, maybe even a few flakes mixing in the hilltop south. But the Adirondack Park, probably the best shot for seeing wet snowflakes work their way in. I don't expect a whole lot when it comes to accumulations from this system. And the rainfall doesn't appear to be too intense, which is great news. We don't want that to be too heavy. It's cold with a few flurries, lake effect flurries on Wednesday. The skies clear out temporarily, and then by Thursday morning, widespread snow moves in temporarily. Then it switches over to rainfall as that warm air moves back in, and then the backside of the system will switch that rain back over to snow yet again. So we're not done with winter just yet. I know we're in this warmer stretch here and there, but snowfall is not out of the woods. And as a matter of fact, as we look ahead to the weekend, we've got cooler temperatures approaching. We're 28 on Friday, 34 back above freezing on Saturday, and then below freezing again on Sunday. It's a roller coaster of temperatures, Steve. We got a chance for some freezing both days as well, and I think Mother Nature's struggling to get out of winter time, but old man winter doesn't want to budge just yet.
No, not at all. And you see that big range, high in the 40s today and a low of 4 Sunday into
Yes.
Monday. Oof.
Yeah, not done with it yet.
No, not at all. Not by a long shot. Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, the time now is 5:23. Still ahead on Sunrise.
News with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this half hour to Tuesday morning. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary this week.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Let's start this half hour with a check of that forecast. And the mild temperatures yesterday, we had said the 40s, but they climbed even higher. But some icy spots out there this morning. It dipped back below, so be careful.
Yeah, some spots it's right below freezing, so yes, watch out for some slick spots on untreated surfaces early today. Let's take a look at those current conditions out there right now. We're waking up to 30s and 40s, depending on location. Here locally, leaning more toward the low 30s. Matter of fact, Rome has actually fallen below freezing, so in some spots here in the Utica-Rome area, including the Mohawk Valley, you might encounter some slippery spots on untreated surfaces. So just a heads up as you head out the door this morning. But we do expect to climb above freezing throughout the day today. Matter of fact, area roadways, which are still seeing that snowmelt take place right now. Roads are a little damp, but so far not icy. Just your parking lots, sidewalks, driveways that are untreated are these spots that might be a little bit slick. The radar right now looks a little busy, especially down to the south and west. Green's indicating rain, pink indicating freezing rain, but that's not really reaching the ground. That's elevated moisture. Near the surface, it's dry, and for now, we're expecting dry conditions to start your day today. But that will change as we turn the page to the late morning and early afternoon, with widespread rain pushing through the area. Even some wet snowflakes working their way in locations in the higher elevations, primarily up in the Adirondack region. So, but again, today, temperatures in the 40s, additional rainfall, additional snowmelt. We're keeping a close eye on river monitors over the next 24 to 48 hours. And on top of that, although we're tracking rain and warmer temperatures today, this is not the overall trend for this week. We have roller coaster conditions. We'll talk about those dip downs and warm-ups coming up in that full forecast. Steve?
Eric, thanks. New this morning, more confusion for millions of federal workers this morning after
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery in Delhi. The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Subaru of Utica.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Our photo of the day today takes us to a location up north here in central New York in Tabor. Again, I wanted to share this photo as well because, of course, a lot of you up north have been dealing with a lot of snow and a lot of roof cleaning. But Sonny, if I pronounce that correctly, decided, you know what, it's time to take a break. Let's build a snowman, or I believe it's a snow bear, up on the roof while we're in the process of cleaning it off. And I felt I just had to share this amazing photo right here. Great job with the building of it as well. And again, if with all the snow we've experienced, if you have a snowman, anything built snow related that you'd like to share your creativity with, feel free to send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. We also would love to include your name for credit as well. So we want to showcase all the great artists here in central New York. So amazing photo right there. We'll, of course, talk a little bit more about the snow melt and the potential for rain throughout the day today coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. This Sunday, the Utica Comets take on the
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Our February thaw continues. Well, a quick refreeze in some spots, but we're going to climb back up above freezing as we head throughout the next couple of hours. Alive at Oneonta right now. Current temperature sitting at 39 degrees, nearly 40 early today. And on top of that, the warmer weather is also accompanied by some rain showers today. Now, on the radar, it does look a little busy, but this is not quite reaching the ground just yet. Give it a couple of hours. The atmosphere near the surface needs to saturate a little more, but you can see here the arrival of this upcoming system is driven by an approaching low pressure. This is going to slingshot this frontal boundary into our area for much of central New York. We'll see rain from this system, but a few hilltop locations both in the southern valleys as well as in the Adirondack Park could see a switch over to some wet snowflakes as this system passes. And beyond this, we are still looking at a roller coaster trend of temperatures that could bring rain and snow over the next few days. But at least for today, with the arrival of rainfall and the warmer temperatures, we're keeping a close eye on area creeks, streams, and rivers. For now, green for the most part. No major issues as long as this snow melt and light rain produces light runoff. The issue is when we have heavy rain accompanied by snowmelt. But as you can see here, some spots in Otsego County, Shenango River, Unadilla River could be a little bit on the elevated side when it comes to water levels. But for now, Mohawk Valley still looking clear. By the way, if you have any reports of ice jamming taking place along bridges, as soon as you can, if you could, email us weather@wktv.com, a picture or video of it so we can relay it to the proper authorities and proper action can be taken, proper alerts as well. When it comes to ice jams, they are something that needs to be addressed as quickly as possible. Great news to pass along. Daylight saving takes place 12 days from now on March 9th. Now, it won't really affect sunrise times too much. Of course, we're going to go back to 7:19, the sunrise at March 11th. But the sunset, where things take a big change, go from 5:45 the sunset today to 7:02 on March 11th, 7:19 March 25th. And a lot of you who will commute in the late evening would definitely look forward to seeing a little more sunshine on your evening commute. But today, again, rain showers roll through the area, wet snowflakes mixing in the higher elevations. We quiet down tonight. A few lake effect flurries take place tomorrow with temperatures peaking in the mid-30s. Then by tomorrow night, quiet, arriving with it some scattered snow showers early Thursday, switching over to rain showers by the afternoon, and then we're back over to snow as a cold front rolls through Thursday night and into Friday. And so your 7-day forecast, we've got a bit of a busy stretch of weather in the next few days, and it's going to be flip-flopping back and forth, above freezing, below freezing, above freezing, below freezing. We're in the 20s by Friday, 34 Saturday, low 20s Sunday, and a low of 4 Sunday night. So we're not done winter yet. We still got some warmer days ahead, but also some colder days ahead.
All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, a well-known, longtime local defense attends right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
And good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary this week.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning, but we want to get right to a check of that forecast. And mild yesterday, was above freezing for most of the day and most of the overnight, but it did dip back down and a couple icy spots out there.
Yeah, that's right. Watch out on some parking lots, sidewalks. Get a little icy on those untreated surfaces this morning. A look at the current conditions out there right now, and it's self-explanatory. Some spots have dipped below freezing. Rome was at 31 earlier today. It's back now at 34. Hamilton sitting at 32, and some of those outlying spots could also be starting out below freezing early today. Weather stations across upstate New York report cloudy skies or clear skies, with the exception of Ithaca, who is the first station to report rainfall early this morning, and we'll showcase the radar in a second. But first, here's a live look at Oneonta right now from our camera atop Hartwick College in the facing the eastern sky, where we could be seeing a bit of a nice sunrise this morning, depending on the cloud cover in play here today. The radar right now, again, it's still looking dry here in the Mohawk Valley, but down in the southern tier near Ithaca, we're looking at some heavier rain banding taking place right now. And this could be the initial round of rainfall that will arrive in our area later on this morning. So the next 12 hours, it's a dry start to the day today, but rainfall will work its way in for much of the Mohawk Valley, southern valleys, and even parts of the North Country. Those higher elevations are where that cold air could work its way in, and you could see some wet snowflakes mixing in as well. But for the majority of us here today, it's going to be widespread rainfall. This does end this evening. We dry out tonight. However, we do have some rain, even some snow chances in the near horizon. We'll be explaining when we could see it and how much we could see coming up in that full forecast. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. This morning, the latest from the Rome Fire Department on that roof collapse on Rome-Taberg Road. A sunroom roof collapsed just after 3 in the afternoon on Monday. Fire officials say a neighbor was helping out the person who owned the home on Rome-Taberg Road when the sunroom roof collapsed on top of him. It took firefighters and Ida County Sheriff's deputies and state police nearly an hour and a half to free the victim using the jaws of life, jacks, and other tools. Mercy Flight transported the victim to a Syracuse hospital. No word on his condition yet. The home is still livable, but the sunroom is destroyed. The Town of Trenton Recycling Center and part of the Old Town Garage both collapsed within hours of each other over the weekend. It happened Sunday on Route 12. No one was inside either building at the time. The town says they are currently evaluating all town buildings. The recycling center will be closed until further notice. We'll have more on the cleanup in Barneveld coming up later in the broadcast. A Utica man facing multiple charges after he allegedly stole items from TJ Maxx.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sunrise. The time now is 6:12, and heading out the door today, well, you'll encounter some more snowmelt, but on some untreated surfaces, it might be a little bit on the icy side. Some locations have fallen slightly below freezing overnight. A look at area roadways. The roads are treated, obviously, so the roads are not icy. But again, sidewalks, driveways, parking lots, those could be a little slick heading out the door early today. A look at the traffic tracker right now. Lots of green. Probably the first time in quite a while I've seen this much green across the board, which is great news for your morning commute heading out the door early today. Matter of fact, same story this evening as well, with the exception of some hilltop locations. Now, the radar right now showcasing the arrival of rainfall. However, a lot of this is not reaching the ground just yet. Give it another hour or a couple of hours, and eventually we'll start to see initially a few sprinkles. But today, initially dry, temperatures right around freezing. We're climbing into the low 40s by this afternoon, with widespread rainfall and a few wet snowflakes mixing in the higher elevations. Steve?
All right, thanks, Eric. Caught on camera, this video will show us the moment the Barneveld Firehouse collapsed under the weight of heavy snow. Take a look. This is from Beaver Meadow Veterinary Clinic, which is right across the street. Their surveillance camera captured this. It's a closer look. You can see the walls just blow out. You see folks in front scurrying around. Now, the crews were able to get all the equipment, including the fire trucks, out of the building, and moments later, the building just buckled. It wasn't the only building in Trenton to suffer that fate. News Channel 2's Ben Kinney joins us with that part of the story.
Members of the Barneveld Fire Department spent the day Monday clearing the roof of their temporary home, trying to prevent what happened to their firehouse and 2 other town buildings over the weekend. The weight of the heavy snow causing the roof of all 3 buildings to collapse. With their equipment and personnel safe, the department is making the best of a difficult situation.
We'll be housed in the Town of Trenton Highway Department for a few more days, and we will be relocating up to the old Town of Trenton Highway garage down on a piece of town property once we can make some repairs, get some snow moved, and get some equipment cleaned out. But
Those repairs include ensuring the part the department will be using is safe after a separate storage area collapsed on Sunday. Town officials declined to go on camera, but said they're now assessing all town buildings for damage. The move for the fire department will not have any effect on response times.
the new location is located about 3/4 of a mile down the road in Mapledale, so it's still right in the general vicinity of where most of our members live, so we should have no effect on our response times to anywhere in our district.
Out of the difficult situation, the chief said the community support has been endless.
The community has been outstanding and supportive. We can't thank them enough for our support. We know they have our backs during this time, and we're just looking to build back better and stronger.
The chief says the department will continue to serve the community as they have been for more than a century.
That we're going to be here for them 100%, just like we've always have been since 1838. It's a bump in the road, but we'll be back better and stronger.
Reporting in Barneveld, Ben Kinney, News Channel 2.
Forestport firefighters were not taking any chances. Half a dozen men spent the day clearing the roof of their firehouse yesterday, shoveling off snow and removing huge chunks of ice. They were assisted by firefighters from Otter Lake and Woodgate as well. Time now, 6:16, a live look at downtown.
Well, your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity. The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Subaru of Utica. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Tuesday, the time now is 6:19, and right now things are shaping up to be on the warmer side with rain showers rolling their way through parts of the area. Let's take a look right now in Oneonta. Currently, temperature sitting at 39 degrees, so a little warmer than even yesterday morning. Some spots, though, hovering right around the freezing mark as we speak. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Again, things right now starting to get a little more unsettled as rain showers are rolling their way in from the southwest as we speak. Now, as we look ahead to our sky watchers this morning, conditions, well, still looking on the warmer side depending on location. We are starting out with conditions still looking to be a bit on the mild side. Matter of fact, let me advance this over here in the behind the scenes here. We are expecting, of course, quieter conditions for the start of the day today, but that will change as we head throughout the morning and afternoon with conditions again favoring some rain showers as we head throughout the day today. So just 1 second, I'll load up the graphics once more. The radar, again, right now showing rainfall moving their way in, but as we, again, head throughout the day today, that rainfall will continue to move its way into the Mohawk Valley. I would say the rough timing between, I would say, closer to 7 to 8 a.m., and then eventually 9, 10 a.m., pretty much widespread rain across the board. Now let's take a look back at the radar once again. Here we are. Now we've got the rainfall starting to appear once more. Now our sky watchers checking in across the board. Temperatures sitting in the 30s, upper 30s in New Hartford and Clinton. In the North Country, 36 degrees in Old Forge. To the south, 33 Milford, 34 Edmiston, and 32 degrees in Skenevis. Radar and satellite picking up on that rainfall arriving from the southwest. This is driven by a low pressure center out near the lower peninsula of Michigan. So with that, we'll see the warmer days moving ahead. But we also have some silver lining with this snow melt taking place, or at least the rainfall arriving. 12 days until daylight saving takes place on March 9th. This won't affect sunrises all too much. We go back to 7:19, the sunrise at March 11th. But I think the real thing here is the sunset times. We change from 5:45 today to 7:02 for that sunrise or that sunset on March 11th. So great news for a lot of you who have been hoping for even some more daylight for that evening commute. And so our Skycast today, widespread rain rolls through. Some hilltop locations could see some snow mix in. Then temperatures tonight fall back right around or below freezing. A cold and breezy and even some flurries falling throughout the day Wednesday, followed by the arrival of widespread snowfall Wednesday night into Thursday, and then a switch over to rain, then back over to snow as a cold front rolls through Thursday night into Friday. So the next few days, although we're warmer than average, we're not done with snow just yet. Matter of fact, roller coaster temperatures heading into the weekend. 28 the high Friday, 34 Saturday, a low 4 Sunday night. So we're not done with winter, but for now, we're still in this warmer stretch, and a lot of that snow, thankfully, is starting to melt slowly. That's the key here, is slow melting.
Yeah, that's going to be the key, slow and steady, and then it looks like it's going to stop melting this weekend,
Yes.
and hopefully not much more on the back end of that. We'll have to take that day by day. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. We'll check in with you again. As you know, we're never more than 10 minutes away from your forecast. Well, be sure to like us on 2025, and the news rolls along right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary this week.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Let's start this half hour with a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast. We're back up above freezing in most of the area, but it dipped down a little bit. A couple black, not full black ice, but some icy spots.
Yeah, some slick spots on some untreated surfaces, parking lots, sidewalks, driveways, the usual sort. Treated surfaces, of course, roadways are okay this morning. But yes, heading out the door this morning, we dipped down below freezing in some spots. At least Griffiths and Rome has climbed back above it in the last hour or so. 34 in Rome, 32 right around freezing in parts of the southern valleys. Warming up, though, at 41 down in Binghamton. Now, weather stations across upstate New York report cloudy skies or clear skies, with the exception of Ithaca, which weather station reports some rainfall taking place right now. And we'll showcase the radar coming up in a minute. But here's a live look at Oneonta right now, where the clouds are still persistent. That colorful sunrise just a little bit too far out to the east. And now the radar right now still looking a little more busy than earlier this morning. But again, a lot of this is not quite reaching the ground just yet. That will change, though, over the next couple of hours as this rainfall continues to work its way in from the southwest. Give another couple of hours, it will approach the Mohawk Valley by, say, 9 a.m. And so the next 12 hours, expect clouds to turn to rain showers. High temperatures in the 40s. Much of the area today, Mohawk Valley, southern valleys, and even parts of the North Country will see pretty much entirely rain today. Hilltop locations in parts north and south of the Mohawk Valley could see a wet snow mix begin to move in, maybe a sleety snow mixture as well. But for the most part, most of us will just be experiencing some rain today with highs in the low 40s. We are tracking a return to rain and snow, roller coaster temperatures. We're not out of the woods just yet with colder weather. We have a look at that, of course, coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. New this morning, more confusion for millions of federal workers after a midnight deadline.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Subaru of Utica.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sunrise. As we take a look at our photo of the day today, we'll give a shout out to the town featured, which is in Taberg. This is a photo submitted to us by, correct me if I pronounce this incorrectly, Sony. This is a photo of break time for roof cleaning. I know a lot of you folks up in the North Country and northern Oneida County have been dealing with a lot of snowfall and a lot of roof cleaning. But as this submitter stated, it was time for a break and to build this snowman, or what appears to be a snow bear. And it looks to be an amazing work right there, and we offer anyone who has any artistic talent, if you want to showcase your snow sculpture, your snow art by any means, you can send it to the link right there on the top of your screen at wktv.com/weather/pics. Now, of course, with the next couple of days, there might not be so much when it comes to snow building, with the fact that we'll be seeing some snow melting, along with some rainfall across the area today. We're keeping a close eye on area creeks, streams, and rivers, and for now, again, much of the area is in the clear. We're going to be, of course, asking any of you who have reports of any ice jams taking place. Those are unpredictable, to forward the information, a video or picture, to weather@wktv.com to make sure that we are aware of the situation as soon as possible, and that, of course, could be affecting anything when it comes to flooding. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. This Sunday, the Utica Comets take on the
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Tuesday, we are tracking rain showers rolling through the area later on this morning. But for now, things are looking temporarily dry. A look outside in Cooperstown right now, where that snow continues to melt. Roadways across the area looking a lot like this, bare with maybe some wetness to it due to the snow falling or snow melting on the roads. But you can see here the radar looking a little more busy this morning. We've got that green moving its way in from the south, that moisture lifting in. And although it's not currently raining here in the Mohawk Valley, there's some rain being reported down in Ithaca. Those darker greens are where that air is saturated enough to produce rainfall reaching the ground. And for a lot of us today, we'll see mainly rain. A few hilltop locations could see snow. We'll show that in our Skycast coming up in a minute. But for now, a look at those current early morning temperatures. The areas in New Hartford and Clinton waking up to 37 degrees above freezing. Some pockets fell below freezing last night. It's going to be a little icy. 36 up in Old Forge early this morning. And in the south, it's 32 in Skenevis, 35 in Cooperstown, 33 in Milford, and 34 degrees out in Edmiston. And the radar and satellite showing the arrival of rainfall driven by an area of low pressure, which is currently over the lower peninsula of Michigan. It's dragging with it a frontal boundary, which will slingshot some rain and eventually some snow showers, or at least wet snowflakes, mixing in those hilltops in the Adirondacks. But as we talk about the upcoming rain and snow, I want to offer you guys some great news when it comes to daylight. 12 days until daylight saving comes to an end, and we could see, of course, a bigger increase in sunsets, at least daylight in the evening compared to daylight in the morning. Here's what I mean by that. That's the clocks move back or move forward an hour. We're back to 7:19, the sunrise on the 11th. 6:54 in a month from now, but the main difference will be with sunsets. Take a look at this right here. Sunset today at 5:45, sunset 2 weeks from now at 7:02. We're going to have a lot of daylight in the evenings coming in just a few weeks. But to our Skycast today, widespread rain rolls its way in. Hilltop locations, both north and south of the valley, could see some wet snow mix in, but even the lower elevations in the Mohawk Valley and north we'll still see rainfall. Then tonight, temperatures fall down into the low 30s. Cloudy skies give way to the arrival of some flurries, even blustery conditions tomorrow. But for the most part, things are going to remain relatively quiet compared to what we'll be experiencing as you look ahead to Thursday. Now, Thursday's temperatures start out below freezing. We'll see the arrival of snowfall. That switches over to rain showers by the mid-afternoon, and then back over to snow again as a front moves through once more. So we got a brief window of rain on Thursday, sandwiched in between two opportunities for snow showers, both in the morning and in the evening. And we cool down into the 20s by Friday, back up into the 30s by Saturday, then, of course, back down into the 20s by Sunday with a low 4 Sunday night. So yes, we're in this warm stretch the next few days, but we're not out of the woods with winter just yet. We've got roller coaster temperatures and on and off rain and snow depending on the day. It's a mixed bag of weather the next 5 to 7 days.
Well, it is central New York.
Yes.
I guess that's that old saying. You don't like it, wait 10 minutes, it'll change. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, Roberta Flack, the Grammy Award-winning singer, meteorologist Eric Gage joining us with a first look at the forecast this noon hour. And Mild temperatures yesterday, and now, we had, a week ago, we were digging out
Yes.
from, a ton of snow, literally, and now the rain is here.
Yeah, rain's arrived. Still temperatures looking mild out there. I see mild relatively. You
Sure.
think mild, think maybe 50s or 60s, but at least in wintertime, mild is 40s.
5 below zero.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A look at the current conditions out there right now. It's 39 with rain showers in Rome. Pretty much all of upstate New York and central New York reporting rain showers. It's in the mid to low 40s out in the Syracuse, Rochester region. Already 50 down in Poughkeepsie with sunshine. But here locally, again, just more of the sort of rain in upper 30s. Oneonta live view right now where there are some clouds and some light rain and some banding here in the yellows indicating some heavier rain showers at play here. Now the radar is also pointing to some blues indicating the potential for snow mixing in. As of now, surface temperatures are a little bit too warm for that to take place, so we're witnessing a lot more of rain falling in some of these spots here. It could switch over to snow if that cold air works in fast enough, but at least for now, widespread rain. Next 12 hours, temperatures falling from the 40s down into the 30s tonight with rain showers ending. Things quieting down, and then by tomorrow, a cool and blustery day with winds and a few flurries in the air. However, by tomorrow night and for much of Thursday, with a return to unsettled weather with rain, even the potential for snow, both in the morning and at the night. We'll explain the timing of that in that full forecast. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Unforgiving and unrelenting are good words to describe this winter so far. The Red Cross is providing immediate emergency aid to 2 people following a roof collapse at 6566 Williams Road in Rome on Monday. Red Cross offers financial help, which can be used for necessities like food and shelter and clothing. This is one of the many buildings in northwestern Oneida County that was damaged and in some cases destroyed by the weight of the snow. It was a neighbor helping a neighbor who wound up in the hospital after a roof collapse in Rome Monday afternoon. Another one. This was a sunroom roof that collapsed just after 3 in the afternoon Monday on Rome Taberg Road. Took firefighters, Oneida County Sheriff's deputies, and state police nearly an hour and a half to free the victim using the jaws of life, jacks, and other tools. The victim was taken by Mercy Flight with serious injuries to a Syracuse hospital. No word on his condition. The home is still livable, we're told, but the sunroom is destroyed. A Utica man is facing multiple charges after he allegedly stole.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. A cold February rain. Well, I guess in this case, if it's been so cold recently, this would be almost a warm February rain out there. A live look in downtown Utica right now. Wet roads falling as we speak, and of course, the snow continues to melt with this temperature already above freezing, sitting in the upper 30s across parts of the Mohawk Valley. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We are seeing the evolution of a frontal boundary passing over us, bringing in, of course, widespread rainfall pretty much over all of the area. A few flakes could mix in areas to the north, but as of now, the places up north are reporting rain showers and not snowflakes as we speak. So this is turning out to be more of a widespread rainfall across the board. So this is going to cut down on some snowfall totals, or at least on the snowpack here across the area. But as we're dealing with a rainy February day here to wrap up the last week of February, let's go look ahead between now through March 9th. 12 days from now, daylight saving ends March 9th. And as we look at the changes to the sunrises and sunset times. Now, sunrises with this, with daylight saving doesn't really change too much. We're back into the post 7 a.m. sunrise, but the sunset time is where things get drastically different. 5:45 is the sunset time today. 2 weeks from now, that sunset time is at 7:02, nearly 7:20 a month from now. So we're going to have a lot more daylight at the end of March compared to the end of February today and through the rest of this week. But back to the forecast. When it comes to that rainfall today, again, widespread rain across the board, snow mixing in the hilltops, but that's really about it. We quiet down tonight into early tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's a breezy one, a colder one with temperatures in the low 30s with cloudy skies and a few lake effect flurries here and there. By tomorrow night, we warm up into the mid-30s temporarily, cooling down to the 20s, and we'll see the arrival of widespread snowfall early Thursday morning. That switches over quickly to rain showers by the afternoon, highs in the 40s, and then we're back out to snowfall yet again Thursday evening and Thursday night. We have a brief window of warmer temperatures, and we'll fine-tune that forecast as the days advance because, of course, when it comes to that warm slot, things could shift here and there as we head into the next couple of days. But for now, your 7-day forecast, a bit of a roller coaster when it comes to temperatures as well as conditions. A mix between rain and snow here and there. And on top of that, that warm stretch ends in the middle of the end of this week. We go from the 40s down into the 20s on Friday, 34 Saturday, 20 Sunday, a low 4 Sunday night. So a big difference between now and even later on this week before we go back down below near zero. So.
Unbelievable. So, I mean, the melting has started yesterday. A little bit of rain today. There'll be more melt, but that'll wind down too as the weekend comes. So winter's not giving up just yet. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Millions of women are at high risk for breast cancer, but their insurance... Welcome back to News Channel 2 at noon for this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary this week. A new development in the race for governor. Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado announced he will not seek re-election as Governor Hochul's running mate in 2026. In a statement of the forecast, meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now, and rain showers seem to be the story of the day today, and that melt will continue.
Yes, it's about freezing right now, so that snow is melting, the rain is falling. In fact, let's take a look at the live snow depth reports from the Mesonet network across the state. Again, these weather stations are in every location across upstate New York, so the accuracy is not 100%, but it gives you a good idea of where most of that snow is currently at. Notice, of course, north of the Mohawk Valley, northern Eddy County, northern Herkimer County, that's where the bulk of that snow is. So again, we've got a lot of snow on the ground, some cases between 9 to 10 inches, maybe even more, of water equivalent. It means if that snow melted right now, that's about 9 to 10 inches of water on the ground that needs to melt. So the key here is to have that snow melt as slow as possible. We want a gradual thaw with all this snow that hasn't melted over the past several weeks, including the past several months. And it's doing so right now. It's light rain, light to moderate rain. We don't want heavy rain with temperatures in the upper 30s. So the snow is gradually melting as of this point. You can see here in Oneonta, light rainfall taking place as we speak. The radar looking rather busy with widespread light rainfall to moderate rainfall across the board. This does come to an end. This evening and tonight, we dry out with cloudy skies and temperatures falling near freezing. Tomorrow, it's a little more dry compared to today, but still slightly unsettled. We have patches of drizzle and flurries possible. But on top of that, we have a better shot of a rain or even snow mix by Thursday. The latest details on that coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
Eric, thanks. Brand new this noon. The votes are tallied, and the Utica Zoo has a new...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are tracking rain showers across the area today, and in some cases, it is causing some ponding on roadways. We're dealing with the fact that we're not only seeing rainfall, but also snow melt. That is, I would say, doubling its effects on area roadways as we speak, as if the rain was a little heavier right now. So, again, properly drained areas, there should be no impacts, but in poorly drained areas, there could be some concerns to drainage as well, but for now, again, the concerns are low for the time being. A look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Widespread rain moving through the area as we speak. This isn't going to last all too long. By this evening and tonight, this rain does taper off. So that's the good news. We're not dealing with sustained rainfall. This ends. We remain right around freezing as we look ahead to the overnight hours and early tomorrow. But tomorrow is looking to be cool and cloudy with areas of patchy drizzle and flurries. And so while we're in the midst of February rain, we'll talk about something a lot on the brighter side. Daylight saving ends 12 days from now, March 9th. Now, what does this impact when it comes to sunrises and sunsets? Obviously, the clocks move ahead an hour, but you can see here, sunrises don't get changed all too much. As soon as we get to around 6:30, we go back to 7:19 before you go before 6 a.m. by March 25th. But the big difference will be that sunset. Our sunset today is at 5:45. It, of course, seems early. It is still wintertime sunsets, but by March 11th, we're at 7:02. That later sunset moves in, and I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to seeing daylight beyond 5 o'clock. But to our skycast today, here's that widespread rainfall. It moves through. It could work in some flurries and wet snowflakes in areas to the north. This does end. We quiet down tonight, and then by tomorrow, a few flurries and patches of light drizzle pass through the area, with temperatures hovering in the mid-30s if we're lucky. It's a cool and breezy day tomorrow. Then by Wednesday night, things look quiet before Wednesday, or should say Thursday morning. Here we are with the arrival of snowfall early in the morning. It does end quickly, though. It's not going to last all too long. And it actually switches over to a wintry mix of sleet, then to freezing rain briefly, and then over to rain by the afternoon. We're seeing temperatures climb as high as the low 40s. Then that rain switches back over to snow yet again. There could be some slippery spots Thursday, or I should say Friday morning. When that cold air works its way in, we'll see that snow move in and those temperatures fall into the 20s by Friday. So, roller coaster temperatures the next few days. Better shot for snowfall early Friday, warming back up into the 30s by Saturday, and then back down into the 20s again on Sunday. So, we have a battle of the seasons right now. A spring thaw trying its best to move in, but wintertime doing its best to cling on. So for now, we're in that battle zone, and we'll see how it shapes up here locally in terms of icy conditions and, of course, that drainage with the snow melt.
Yeah, and sort of a mix of everything, like we talked. You know, if you got really warm temperatures, then you're looking out for flooding.
Yes.
But now you're going to have cold temperatures, so you have those quick freezes. So, you know, again, keep your eye to the sky and just be careful, because the changing seasons, they change all the time.
Yeah.
But here we are. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, as storms pass through the Pacific Northwest.
With Jason Palace.
We're in the midst of a welcome warm-up this week, but what does that mean for those living in some flood-prone areas? And what about that massive snowpack? Let's head right over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis to get us started tonight in the Weather Center. Boy, a lot of rain today.
Yeah, a lot of rain. We've been keeping an eye on the Sequoia Creek. We've been watching this all day. I'm seeing absolutely nothing to be concerned about right now.
That's
the
good.
water levels are well below the bridge. There's no ice buildup. Things, actually, if anything, it's opened up pretty well here. So we're continuing to track conditions across the area. The snowpack is obviously going to melt, but where we stand today, there's no big problems. Aside from ponding on roadways, wow, did we have a lot of that today on area roads. We're looking at some light rain that will continue for about the next 1 to 2 hours. Watch out for patchy fog. That is expected to develop this evening, and it could be pretty thick at times, especially in higher elevations. The current temperature of 36 degrees. Again, we're tracking patchy fog this evening and tonight. We will get a break from the rain tomorrow, just a couple of flurries in the air. Another round of rain arrives as we head into Thursday. It starts out as some snow, even some accumulating snow before it switches back to rain. We're continuing to track this thaw, and we're following area streams and rivers across the region. And I'll have an update on how they're doing with this rain that we've been getting today and the snow melt. Look at the forecast coming out. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The one bright spot in all of the roof and building collapses is how neighbors have selflessly run to each other's aid. This was the case Sunday night when the roof of a barn on Sloan Road in Lee Center collapsed. Neighbors put out an urgent call on Facebook for manpower and excavators. People responded, and grateful social media updates revealed they were able to save around 20 cows. Governor Hochul this afternoon spoke out about the corrections officers' unsanctioned strike, thousands of COs statewide, and hundreds at our 3 local prisons.
The The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track a thaw across central New York as temperatures remain above freezing, and we're continuing to see melting snow. This is a live look in downtown Utica. The roads are wet. Watch out for ponding on the roads. That has been a big issue today. As the snow melts, it's having a hard time going where it's supposed to. The snowbanks are blocking storm drains and blocking the path that it normally takes. So again, there could be some issues on the roads, ponding taking place in some spots, especially poor drainage areas. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The back edge of the rain is starting to move in, so this is going to come to an end. As we head into this evening, the very back edge is starting to move in. There will be some patchy fog and drizzle to follow as this weather system moves to the east. It's going to take a little while to dry out. Again, watch out for some patchy fog across the region, especially the higher elevations heading into tonight. I've been watching areas, streams, and rivers over the past couple of days, and our weather team's been keeping a very close eye on this. So far, we have not had any issues. This is National Weather Service river gauges. They help us monitor stream levels. We also have webcams set up in certain spots like the Sequoia Creek, and so far we haven't had anything to pass along in terms of any flooding for streams and rivers. We will continue to keep an eye on this. As long as we're above freezing, the snow is going to continue to melt. But again, we're hoping that this is just a slow melt and that we don't have any problems, but we will continue to keep an eye on this. The pictures continue to come in of just the unbelievable snow to the north. This picture was taken late last week in Lee. A lot of folks shoveling off snow off the roof. It's been a big project, and it's been a long stretch of weather here, a lot of snow over the past week. Thankfully, we've kind of slowed down the snow as we've switched over to rain and temperatures have gotten above freezing. Some of this is finally starting to melt. Westernville, 40 degrees. Little Falls, 38. Across Southern Valleys, everybody's above freezing this evening. Cooperstown, 36. Oneonta with 34 degrees. As this rain moves to the east, it does switch over to snow showers in the higher elevations, but little accumulation is expected. We will get a chance to dry out. Cloudy skies are expected overnight. Temperatures will fall very close to freezing tonight, so there could be some slippery surfaces on slippery, untreated surfaces first thing tomorrow morning. Will be very close to freezing. Tomorrow afternoon, cloudy skies, just a couple of flurries in the air. Little accumulation is expected. Temperatures climb above freezing. We'll fall below freezing tomorrow night. The next weather system produces some light snow. And that turns over to rain as we head into Thursday. Before that changeover, just a minor accumulation, an inch or two, especially north and west of Utica, is expected. Again, this is for Wednesday night. Cloudy tonight, low temperature of 32. Watch out for patchy fog and a couple of slippery spots first thing tomorrow morning. Cloudy, rain, and snow showers tomorrow, high temperature of 37. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain and snow showers on Thursday, 44 degrees. We do fall below freezing Friday with a high temperature of 30. It's windy on Saturday with rain and snow showers, 34. Cold Sunday and Monday. Temperatures climb to near 40 on Tuesday. Coming up in a few minutes, I'm going to break down some of we're going to recap some of this unbelievable weather that we've been having in this month of February.
Yeah, this melt has been so fast. Like my roof, we had all these, they're gone.
Oh, and those snowbanks kind of come down a lot.
Yeah, I can actually see around the corner
Yeah.
now. All right, thanks, Bill. Well, the Vatican said today that Pope Francis is battling double pneumonia.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
We have had quite the February here of winter weather in central New York. It's not over yet, but we can confidently confirm that this is going to be one for the record books. The amount of snow for the city of Utica ended up breaking a record here. We're going to end up being the second snowiest February on record. We're currently sitting at 43.2 inches. I've got a star next to that because the month is not done, and we might be adding some more snow here before the month ends. But we're not going to catch the #1 year. That was in 2007. We had the Valentine's Day blizzard, and we had a massive lake effect snow season across the region, even larger than what we've been dealing with in terms of how much snow has fallen. The only difference here is this season, it's been relentless. We've had it in January, we've had it in February, and we've had no thaws across the board. So a record snowiest February for Utica. We put the season together. It's 99.7 inches to date. We will not have a problem getting to 100. It's just a matter of when. I think we'll do that by the end of the week. Current departure is 23.0 inches. The average snowfall for the entire season for the city of Utica is 95 inches, so we're already above that. And there's no chance we're going to catch the #1 season. That was 186 inches. We'd have to get more than 85 inches of snow, which, again, is just not going to happen. What we are going to be tracking, what will be happening, is the snow melt. And we've estimated the snow on the ground, the water equivalent, to be over a foot in the Tug Hill. So there is a lot of water in that snow that needs to come out. And that's why we're continuing to monitor area streams over the next couple of weeks, as the snow will hopefully very slowly melt. We're tracking some milder weather in our future. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Turning now to the growing crisis that we've been talking about. Let's get you over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Hey, are those robins you have?
It's always nice to see robins in the air hanging around. They don't migrate. They usually hang around throughout the winter, but they are a little bit more active when the weather gets better. This picture from John Matthews in Hamilton. There's a nice pair. There are a lot of birds that don't migrate and hang around here. And again, with the weather starting to warm up, hopefully we'll see a little bit more activity. Temperatures are going to stay above freezing for the next couple of days. We'll be in the mid-40s by Thursday before the weather starts to cool down. So the snow melt is going to continue for a couple more days at a relatively slow rate. Out there, we're tracking some scattered showers. Watch out for patchy fog. The higher elevations seeing a switch over to some very light snow. That is not going to cause any issues this evening. Temperatures will remain in the 30s. If you are taking the dog out for a walk, it is a wet evening across the area. Molly from Skylar's tonight's featured dog. This is brought to you by Nissan. We are tracking another rainmaker as we head towards Thursday. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. There's a unique gift expo happening at the...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. I'm continuing to track above freezing temperatures across central New York. The snow melt continues at a slow pace. A live look in Oneonta. Temperature of 34 degrees. We picked up a half an inch of rain today, and that rain has soaked into the snow, making the snow that much heavier. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The rain is moving out. It is ending as some snow showers in higher elevations. What moves in? Some fog and the tail end of this weather system. That could be pretty thick in spots heading into tonight. I've been keeping an eye on area rivers and streams. We have National Weather Service rain gauges that help us get an idea of when flooding may be occurring across the region. And all the stream gauges are in good shape. And we also have a couple of cameras down by some area streams. And again, so far, everything seems to be okay. We're continuing to watch this because as long as the snow melts, there's always that chance that it could cause a problem or two across our area. Most of the snow has been, or most of the flooding today has happened in poor drainage areas. With all that snow on the ground, it's tending to block storm drains and has caused some ponding on roadways. More pictures to show you. This is in Lee. Again, lots and lots of snow to clean up here. Again, some of this melting today. It's going to take a long time for that snow to completely melt across our area, especially to the north. Whitesboro, 36 degrees. Mike and New Hartford, 37. Inlet, 34. Westford, 34. I should say Carroll Worcester, rather, 36 degrees. Bigger picture shows an area of low pressure swinging through. We will get a chance to dry out tonight. Cloudy skies will be lingering around. We will see a couple of flurries in the air first thing tomorrow morning. Temperatures fall very close to freezing, so there could be a couple of slippery spots on untreated surfaces. Just keep that in mind first thing tomorrow morning. We are above freezing again tomorrow afternoon. Cloudy skies, some flurries, little accumulation is expected. Down to near freezing tomorrow night. Widespread snow breaks out as we head into Thursday morning. We pick up a quick inch or two of accumulation before this turns over to rain showers and yet another thaw, or more of a continuation of this thaw, with high temperatures in the 40s on Thursday. Before it climbs above freezing again, we're expecting a burst of snow to produce an inch or two of accumulation, especially north and east of Utica. As far as additional rainfall goes, today we picked up a quarter of an inch, a quarter to half an inch of rainfall. We pick up similar amounts on Thursday, so the rain will continue to fall across the region, again, a similar amount to what we saw today. Cloudy skies tonight, low temperature of 32. Tomorrow, cloudy, again, a couple of flurries in the air, high of 37. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Snow turns over to rain showers Thursday, 44. Colder on Friday, 30. Windy on Saturday, rain and snow, 34. Cold weather Sunday and Monday, and then we're above freezing again with highs close to 40 by next Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Where's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis?
Things have been good so far across our region in terms of any flooding. We haven't had any serious issues along streams and rivers. We've got the Whitesboro Creek behind us, and it's flowing pretty good. We've seen a couple of chunks of ice flow down this stream from time to time, but nothing serious. The bigger problems tonight have been on just roadways, poor drainage areas, ponding on roads. The rain is coming to an end, and we will get a break from that. We will see some patchy fog tonight. Temperature is 36 degrees, cloudy skies. Again, we're getting a break from the rain tonight. We will see a couple of flurries tomorrow. Our next round of rain arrives on Thursday, and it starts out as a round of snow Wednesday night before making that changeover. So we've got a continuation of this late February thaw before temperatures start to get colder heading into the weekend. Cloudy, a passing shower this evening. Again, watch out for patchy fog. Again, temperatures remain above freezing for the next couple of days. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The one bright spot in all of the roof and building. Neighbors have selflessly run to each other's aid. This was the case Sunday night when the roof of a barn on Sloan Road in Lee Center collapsed. Neighbors put out an urgent call on Facebook and manpower and excavators. People responded, and grateful social media updates revealed they were able to save about 20 cows. New at 6, Assemblyman Robert Smullen, who represents the Mohawk Valley and the Adirondacks, held a press conference in Albany in support of the Alexander John Smullen Traffic Safety Memorial Law. It would establish a traffic safety memorial sign program to publicly memorialize.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track warmer temperatures, or at least above freezing temperatures tonight. Let's take a look in downtown Utica, where it's been raining most of the day. We picked up about a quarter to a half an inch of rain region-wide, and it's caused ponding on roadways. Temperatures will remain above freezing for most of tonight. Live look at the Utica Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Some patchy drizzle is left over after this weather system is on its way out. Watch out for patchy fog. With the humidity pretty high and the snowpack in place, we tend to get what's called advection fog, where the snowpack itself creates fog under certain conditions. And that could be problematic tonight. It could be pretty thick at times, especially in the higher elevations and also north of the Mohawk Valley. I've been keeping a close eye on river gauges across the region. So far, we have not had any problems with any flooding, at least on streams and rivers across our area. We're going to continue to monitor the snow melts over the next several days. There's a lot of water in that snow. The melt so far has been slow enough where it hasn't caused any issues. But again, we'll continue to follow that. We are going to set a record for February's snowfall. We'll be number 2 in terms of snowiest Februaries on record. 43.2 inches so far. We might get a little bit more before the month is done, but we're not going to catch number 1. That was 73 inches back in 2007. That's when we had the Valentine's Day blizzard. Clinton, 38 degrees. New Hartford, Mike, 37. Fairfield, 35. Westford, Dave checking in with 34. Rain is moving out. Clouds will linger, and we'll see some patchy fog tonight. Weather looks relatively quiet for the short term. We stay generally above freezing tonight. Few spots get close to freezing, so untreated surfaces could be slippery tomorrow morning in spots. Just something to keep in mind, especially after all the snow melt. Tomorrow, a few flurries in the air, otherwise a cloudy, quiet day. Temperatures climbing to the mid-30s. Tomorrow night, We drop down into the upper 20s. Widespread snow breaks out late tomorrow night into early Thursday. This does turn over to rain Thursday afternoon, but before it makes that changeover, it's expected to produce some snowfall. For many of us, it's about an inch or two of accumulation, especially north and east of Utica. Additional rain Thursday, we pick up another ½ an inch of rainfall region-wide. Cloudy skies tonight, 32 for the overnight low. Watch out for patchy fog. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, some flurries, 37. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The thaw ends Thursday night as we fall below freezing region-wide, and we stay below freezing Friday. Windy on Saturday, rain and snow. Cold Sunday and Monday. Back above freezing again, looking ahead to Tuesday.
I mean, in the 40s today, upper 30s tomorrow, 40s again Thursday. Like, you don't realize just how much the 40s melt quickly.
Yeah, it's the game of attrition here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6, the Utica Comets close out February.
News with Jason Palace.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Barns, fire departments, storage buildings, even homes, feeling the weight of Mother Nature this winter. Tonight, a popular restaurant in Herkimer succumbs to the heavy snow on its roof. It is your top story tonight. This is the banquet hall at the Miners Table on Route 28 in Herkimer. It's at the Herkimer Diamond KOA Resort. And we're told that the roof collapsed on the banquet portion only. The kitchen, restaurant, and bar, they're all fine. There's still a banquet hall at the barn across the property. The site is unsafe at this point. Good news, though, is that they are still planning on opening the restaurant later on in the spring. One bright spot in all the roof and building collapses is how neighbors have selflessly run to each other's aid. This was the case Sunday night when the roof of a barn on Sloan Road in Lee Center collapsed. Neighbors put out an urgent call on Facebook, and for manpower, along with excavators, people responded too. Grateful social media updates revealed they were able to save about 20 cows in that barn. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis with a first look at the forecast. These numbers, you know, you look at them and you go, oh, well, that's a lot of snow. And then you look at 2025. Why do we have an asterisk here?
It's not done.
That's why.
Yeah,
see?
we're not done yet, but we are up to 43.2 inches for the month of February. The number one month in terms of snowfall was 2007. You remember that one, Valentine's Day blizzard?
We called it the Valentine's Day Massacre. It was terrible.
Well, here's the thing too. Number one, this is Utica-centric because I think this is 30 more inches. It's almost like we're never going to catch that. So why didn't we see the number of roofs and things collapsing in 2007? We had more snow. Well, this whole season has been snowy, and we haven't had thaw. And that year we had thaws, the snow melted, it came down, it melted, it came down. It's still a lot of snow in that year, but it wasn't quite as severe. And also remember, these are stats from Utica, so they don't always encompass the whole picture of what's been happening just north of the Mohawk Valley. So one for the record books, one way or the other. 36 degrees, our current temperature. It's calm. We've had a thaw for the last couple of days, and it's been a much needed thaw, helping to clear off some of that snow off the roof. We have a few sprinkles out there. Watch out for the fog. It's pretty thick out there tonight. Temperatures will hold steady. We'll drop into the low 30s here as we head into tonight under mostly cloudy skies. We are tracking more rain in our future. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, the House narrowly.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Fog getting in the way of our tower cam tonight. We can see some of it in downtown Utica. A temperature of 36 degrees. Watch out in higher elevations tonight. The fog is pretty thick, and it's going to be lingering around as we head into tomorrow morning. The fog is caused by the snowpack. The relatively mild, humid air moving over the snow is creating fog. We call this advection fog. And again, it's going to continue tonight. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Scattered showers moving in from the west. So we're not done with this rain just yet, but we're mostly done. We continue to keep an eye on area streams and rivers. You've been watching the Sequoia Creek from the webcam in Whitesboro throughout most of the day. No issues for area streams and rivers. We're also monitoring this through National Weather Service rain gauges that give us an idea of how high the water is and how high is expected to go over the next 24 hours. And again, at the moment, no concerns. We'll continue to keep an eye on this as we continue to see melting snow over the next couple of days. Signs of spring. Well, not quite. Robins tend to hang around here. They actually don't migrate, but you do see them on nicer weather days. This picture from John Matthews in Hamilton. We're tracking again a couple of sprinkles out there tonight. The weather looks fairly quiet over the next 24 hours. This area of low pressure will swing to the east, and we do get a chance to dry out tonight. Some flurries will be in the air through tomorrow morning. They'll linger around for the first half of the day. It's going to fall very close to freezing tonight, so untreated surfaces could briefly turn slippery early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, the weather remains mostly cloudy. We'll climb above freezing. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies. A round of snow arrives as we head towards Thursday morning. This turns over to rain as we head into Thursday afternoon as an area of low pressure swings in from the west. We're looking at additional rainfall through Thursday. Before that rain happens, when we get that snow before the changeover, we're thinking a general 1 to 2 inches of accumulation here Wednesday night and into Thursday. Rainfall totals on Thursday look to top about another ½ an inch, so a pretty similar amount to what we saw today across central New York. Cloudy tonight, low of 32. Tomorrow, cloudy, a couple of flurries in the air, 37. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The thaw continues for one more day through Thursday, and then we'll fall below freezing. Friday's high 30 degrees, snow showers, rain and snow Saturday, windy, 34. It's cold Sunday and Monday, temperatures in the 20s. We're back to 40 degrees with rain as we look ahead to Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Curtis with a first look at the forecast. We're talking some warm temperatures, which is creating snowmelt.
Yeah, this is literally the best type of weather that we can possibly have for people that are concerned about roofs and the snow load, because we're starting to get the melt and it's finally starting to drip off the roof. And the last thing we need is another big rainmaker or any sort of snowmaker. Any precipitation would not be good. Thankfully, we don't see a whole lot in our future. And again, our temperature today, 45 degrees, the warmest since New Year's Eve. It has been quite the winter. It has not been super cold. It's just been consistent. We've had temperatures consistently in the 30s throughout the whole winter, which is unusual. Normally you get thaws and temperatures swing around. We haven't had much of that this winter, but we are starting to see the upswing. 43 degrees, that's still the current temperature at 11 o'clock at night. So we've been above freezing. We'll stay above freezing. This will mark our first stretch of 24 hours in a row of being above freezing here in central New York. Again, going back to the beginning of the year. This is the last time that happened. It's dry out there. We're looking pretty quiet. We're actually seeing skies clearing out, at least for now. The clouds will return. Looking at temperatures that stay above freezing for the next couple of days. Our thaw will last until Thursday before the weather starts to cool down heading into the weekend. Mostly cloudy tonight. Again, some breaks in the overcast will drop down to the 30s. We've got to look at the forecast. We'll let you know our next rain chance, our next chance of rain. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, a Utica man is facing multiple charges after
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
This snow melt continues tonight. A temperature of 43 degrees in downtown Utica. It's a very mild night. Temperatures have been the warmest that we've been just about all day here at night. And this is all due to a weather system approaching from the west. There's going to be a cold front that swings through tomorrow. We'll see some rain and snow showers with it. But again, it does look to be mild tonight. Temperatures will continue to stay above freezing. And again, things look pretty quiet out there overnight. The snowbanks are massive. Take a look at this picture from Amy Murphy. This is in Hinckley, Trails End Campground. Yeah, the snow is like mountains tall in some places. And again, it is going to slowly melt here over the next couple of days. 45 degrees still in West Berlin, Deansboro 41, Little Falls 41. It's above freezing everywhere, so you don't have to worry about any black ice. Again, a lot of melting snow earlier today. stays above freezing tonight, so black ice not a concern for most areas. Sherburne 42, Oneonta 39, and Cooperstown with 42. We are keeping an eye on areas, streams, and rivers. Because of all the melting snow, there's a lot of water in that snowpack, about 8 to 12 inches of snow, or 8 to 12 inches of water in that snowpack, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. We are continuing to monitor river gauges provided by the National Weather Service. Right now, there are no concerns region-wide, but we will be watching this over the next several days. We're expecting streams and rivers to start to rise over the next several days. We're also keeping an eye on any potential ice jams, because that is possible as we see temperatures above freezing. They're very hard to predict, but that is something we'll be watching again. For now, things look okay. We don't have any big concerns in the immediate future, but again, we'll take things one day at a time. Bigger picture shows a series of fast-moving, weak weather systems that'll be moving through our region this week. Tonight, it's dry. Again, we're above freezing, cloudy skies. We're expecting rain to move in tomorrow. It does turn over to a few snow showers in higher elevations, but we are above freezing, so even where we're seeing those snow showers, little of this is expected to accumulate. Temperatures remain near freezing tomorrow night. It remains cloudy. Cloudy skies continue on Wednesday. We might see a flurry, but temperatures look to be generally near or above freezing. Temperatures will continue to warm up as we head into Thursday. Expecting rainfall tomorrow to be about 1/4 of an inch. We'll pick up another 1/2 inch of rain on Thursday, putting totals between 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. So soaking rain is still expected. And again, we're keeping an eye on this because the roofs, there's a big snow load out there. And again, for folks that are concerned about their roofs, again, consult a professional, but it doesn't look like we're going to be quite out of the woods with this just yet. Cloudy skies tonight, low of 34. Tomorrow, cloudy, rain and snow showers, 41. Storm Tracker 2, 7-day forecast. The thaw continues until Thursday, and then temperatures fall below freezing. We'll be into the upper 20s Friday, snow showers, rain and snow showers Saturday, colder weather Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, we're still in winter, folks.
It's on borrowed time, though.
Thank goodness. That
Yeah.
sun's getting hotter. All right,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. Coming up next.
Dependable Weather Team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Our late February thaw continues. We picked up 1/2 inch of rain today across the Mohawk Valley. Temperatures remained above freezing for almost 24 straight hours. We're sitting at 36 degrees in downtown Utica. Cloudy skies, sprinkles, drizzle, patchy fog. It's one of those nights. If you are out driving, just be aware there's going to be fog, especially in higher elevations. We call it advection fog. It's a type of fog that forms because of the cold snowpack with the warm, relatively warm air moving over it and high humidity. And we'll see more of that tonight and into early tomorrow. Looking at the Airfield Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, sprinkles continue. We will slowly get a chance to dry out. I've been keeping a close eye on area rivers and streams. The National Weather Service has rain gauges that automatically update conditions, and we are still in the green. We don't have any flooding taking place on area streams and rivers. We did have a lot of ponding on roadways and some flooding in poor drainage areas today with the snow melt, and a lot of that had to do with rain getting stuck from snow blocking storm drains and obstructing the water from going to where it normally does. We will get a break from that tonight, but the snow melt is going to continue as we head into the next couple of days. We are in a record February, the record snowiest, second snowiest February on record, 43.2 inches to date, and we're not done yet. We could pick up a little bit more before the month is done, but we're not going to catch up to number one. That's 73 inches, set back in 2007. 1972 was number 3, 40.6 inches. Many of you maybe remember 2015. That was a very, very cold month, 40.4 inches of snowfall. By the way, in 2007, that was the Valentine's Day blizzard, where we picked up more than 20 inches of snow in one shot in the city of Utica. Rain continues to move to the east, cloudy skies tonight. We're in a dreary weather pattern. The clouds are going to hang around tonight, but we're generally above freezing. We'll get close to freezing tomorrow morning, so watch out on untreated surfaces. There could be a couple of slippery spots. Temperatures will climb above freezing tomorrow afternoon, a few flurries in the air, otherwise a pretty quiet day. Cloudy skies tomorrow night. Widespread snow is expected to break out late tomorrow night into early Thursday before turning over to rain. Temperatures climb well above freezing. We'll be in the 40s heading into Thursday afternoon. Before that changeover happens, we're thinking an inch or two of wet, slushy snow accumulation takes place late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, especially in the higher elevations north and east of Utica. We pick up additional rain on Thursday. We'll pick up another ½ an inch of rain. It's going to make the snowpack that much thicker, that much wetter, that much heavier. Cloudy skies tonight, low of 32. Tomorrow, flurries in the air. We're above freezing again, a high of 37. The thaw continues into Thursday before coming to an end Thursday night. Our next weather maker is a snowmaker, turning over to rain Wednesday night into Thursday. Snow showers Friday, 30. It's windy on Saturday. We're tracking additional rain and snow, followed by colder weather Sunday and Monday, and another thaw taking place looking ahead to next Tuesday with rain and a high of 40 degrees.
Most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Our late February thaw continues. We picked up a ½ an inch of rain today across the Mohawk Valley. Temperatures remained above freezing for almost 24 straight hours. We're sitting at 36 degrees in downtown Utica. Cloudy skies, sprinkles, drizzle, patchy fog. It's one of those nights. If you are out driving, just be aware there's going to be fog, especially in higher elevations. We call it advection fog. It's a type of fog that forms because of the cold snowpack with the warm, relatively warm air moving over it and high humidity. And we'll see more of that tonight and into early tomorrow. Looking at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, sprinkles continue. We will slowly get a chance to dry out. I've been keeping a close eye on area rivers and streams. The National Weather Service has rain gauges that automatically update conditions, and we are still in the green. We don't have any flooding taking place on area streams and rivers. We did have a lot of ponding on roadways and some flooding in poor drainage areas today with the snow melt, and a lot of that had to do with rain getting stuck from snow blocking storm drains and obstructing the water from going to where it normally does. We will get a break from that tonight, but the snow melt is going to continue as we head into the next couple of days. We are in a record February, the record snowiest, second snowiest February on record, 43.2 inches to date, and we're not done yet. We could pick up a little bit more before the month is done, but we're not going to catch up to number one. That's 73 inches, set back in 2007. 1972 was number 3, 40.6 inches. Many of you may remember 2015. That was a very, very cold month, 40.4 inches of snowfall. By the way, in 2007, that was the Valentine's Day blizzard, where we picked up more than 20 inches of snow in one shot in the city of Utica. Rain continues to move to the east, cloudy skies tonight. We're in a dreary weather pattern. The clouds are going to hang around tonight, but we're generally above freezing. We'll get close to freezing tomorrow morning, so watch out on untreated surfaces. There could be a couple of slippery spots. Temperatures will climb above freezing tomorrow afternoon, a few flurries in the air, otherwise a pretty quiet day. Cloudy skies tomorrow night. Widespread snow is expected to break out late tomorrow night into early Thursday before turning over to rain. Temperatures climb well above freezing. We'll be in the 40s heading into Thursday afternoon. Before that changeover happens, we're thinking an inch or two of wet, slushy snow accumulation takes place late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, especially in the higher elevations north and east of Utica. We pick up additional rain on Thursday. We'll pick up another ½ an inch of rain. It's going to make the snowpack that much thicker, that much wetter, that much heavier. Cloudy skies tonight, low of 32. Tomorrow, flurries in the air. We're above freezing again, a high of 37. The thaw continues into Thursday before coming to an end Thursday night. Our next weather maker is a snowmaker, turning over to rain Wednesday night into Thursday. Snow showers Friday, 30. It's windy on Saturday. We're tracking additional rain and snow, followed by colder weather Sunday and Monday, and another thaw taking place looking ahead to next Tuesday with rain and a high of 40 degrees.
Most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Our late February thaw continues. We picked up a half an inch of rain today across the Mohawk Valley. Temperatures remained above freezing for almost 24 straight hours. We're sitting at 36 degrees in downtown Utica. Cloudy skies, sprinkles, drizzle, patchy fog. It's one of those nights. If you are out driving, just be aware there's going to be fog, especially in higher elevations. We call it advection fog. It's a type of fog that forms because of the cold snowpack with the warm, relatively warm air moving over it and high humidity. And we'll see more of that tonight and into early tomorrow. Looking at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, sprinkles continue. We will slowly get a chance to dry out. I've been keeping a close eye on area rivers and streams. The National Weather Service has rain gauges that automatically update conditions, and we are still in the green. We don't have any flooding taking place on area streams and rivers. We did have a lot of ponding on roadways and some flooding in poor drainage areas today with the snow melt, and a lot of that had to do with rain getting stuck from snow blocking storm drains and obstructing the water from going to where it normally does. We will get a break from that tonight, but the snow melt is going to continue as we head into the next couple of days. We are in a record February, the record snowiest, second snowiest February on record, 43.2 inches to date, and we're not done yet. We could pick up a little bit more before the month is done, but we're not going to catch up to number one. That's 73 inches, set back in 2007. 1972 was number 3, 40.6 inches. Many of you may remember 2015. That was a very, very cold month, 40.4 inches of snowfall. By the way, in 2007, that was the Valentine's Day blizzard, where we picked up more than 20 inches of snow in one shot in the city of Utica. Rain continues to move to the east, cloudy skies tonight. We're in a dreary weather pattern. The clouds are going to hang around tonight, but we're generally above freezing. We'll get close to freezing tomorrow morning, so watch out on untreated surfaces. There could be a couple of slippery spots. Temperatures will climb above freezing tomorrow afternoon, a few flurries in the air. Otherwise, a pretty quiet day. Cloudy skies tomorrow night. Widespread snow is expected to break out late tomorrow night into early Thursday before turning over to rain. Temperatures climb well above freezing. We'll be in the 40s heading into Thursday afternoon. Before that changeover happens, we're thinking an inch or two of wet, slushy snow accumulation takes place late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, especially in the higher elevations north and east of Utica. We pick up additional rain on Thursday. We'll pick up another half an inch of rain. It's going to make the snowpack that much thicker, that much wetter, that much heavier. Cloudy skies tonight, low of 32. Tomorrow, flurries in the air. We're above freezing again, a high of 37. The thaw continues into Thursday before coming to an end Thursday night. Our next weather maker is a snowmaker, turning over to rain Wednesday night into Thursday. Snow showers Friday, 30. It's windy on Saturday. We're tracking additional rain and snow, followed by colder weather Sunday and Monday, and another thaw taking place.